Hi, my name is Tomisha Wilson, and I will be debriefing on my meeting on August 10th. So I facilitated an Army Family Action Plan group at Army Community Services. AFAP is short for AFAP, and it's a process that lets soldiers and families say what is working and what is not working, and to suggest to have suggestions to fix those issues. The information then will be given to the Director of Army Community Services and be submitted in the initial meeting in October of this year. The setting was started at 9 a.m. It was for 2 hours, and again, it was on August the 10th. It was held in a conference room at Army Community Services, and the tables were all pushed together in a U shape so that the participants would be looking face towards myself and the transcriber. There were 15 participants, 4 spouses, 5 enlisted service members, 2 officers, and 4 veterans. The beginning stage went by fairly quickly with the expectations, ground rules, and the purpose for the meeting. I also used a social tone, which worked well into the middle stage. The participants were also asked to add any other ground rules, such as one person speaking at one time. I did implement an icebreaker, and the icebreaker was for them to only say their first name only and their favorite restaurant. Then we moved to the working stage where they had notebook cards and they were to write all of their issues on this notebook card. And I do believe so that we could get through all of them, it was at least 3 to 5. But if they had any more, and any more time, we will go through those as well. The transcriber did write down every single issue that was submitted and their suggestions. The issues that were submitted generated a lot of discussion as they went to process all of the issues that they submitted. One in particular was spouses being able to have child care on the same level as a person who would have a job, because they considered going to school. A spouse that was going to school should also be able to have child care as well, given that that is a job. I did, however, notice that there was, although the reaction to the direction that I was giving them was pretty positive, I did notice some negative interaction with some participants who became subject matter experts, and I had to use the technique of cutting off and clarify the wrong information that was given, and then they were all able to continue to move forward and process the rest of the issues, and they ended up with 20 issues to submit. Closing stage ended with a question about whether the objective was accomplished, and I did implement a round where I had them to use another notebook card and write down whether they agree, disagree, strongly agree, or strongly disagree. And then I had them to all put them up at the same time to show myself and the transcriber, and they did all have agree and strongly agree. For my self-assessment, I did not use the cutting off technique as quickly as I should have, allowing that person to provide the wrong information for a lengthy time. I wish I could have definitely done better with that, and it was more so about their particular issue was about who was in control of the playgrounds in the housing area. The person was wrong, and I did have to go back and clarify it. And one of the challenges that I ran into was rank. Based on the experiences, some people, you could tell what their rank was based on their experiences, especially dealing with issues towards the military. And I wish I definitely would have had a better way of keeping that out of the discussion. I also wanted to be able to identify allies which went along with the rank. If I had been more aware, I would have been able to at least implement maybe exercise to try to break that up. One thing that I did do well was allow everyone to have a voice and in submitting their issues and suggestions. So that went very well, and they were able to have their own ideas and be accountable for those ideas, and so it gave them a voice. In conclusion, I'm always in learning mode, and so I like to learn even when I'm giving information to others, especially when it comes to learning other skills to help me to be a better leader. I learned in future groups, with leading future groups, to be more aware of allies, to try to reduce that in the group. Overall, the group did work well together, and seeing whether their issues were applicable seeing whether their issues were applicable or not, and processing it. So that that did go very, very well. As far as group leadership, it can be difficult, but it can be rather rewarding, especially because the ideas and the issues that they submitted, they can go all the way up to big army, and go past just being an idea, but also a reality. Basically, what's really interesting to me is that they became the change that they wanted to see in the community, and that was the greatest takeaway from the whole entire meeting. So thank you.